Alrighty, it is about time I made something like this. By popular demand, I am making this tutorial on how I create C++ mods for Project Plus. So yeah, welcome. Here you'll learn what you need to know to get started creating C++ mods for Project Plus, a mod of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. To clarify, I cannot guarantee this process and configuration will be compatible with anything other than Project Plus. With that being said, let's get started. Let me go over what you'll need. This is going to be what the first video focuses on, because the installation process and what you need is important, so here we go. You'll need a computer running Windows. Yes, it must be Windows. There's no Mac solution, there's no Linux solution, sadly. But, I don't know, maybe some other person in the future will come up with it. Not me, though. You'll need, let's see, we got the computer running Windows. You'll need Git for Windows. Well, actually, technically it's optional. It just makes some things more convenient. You'll need Visual Studio Code, often abbreviated as VS Code. It is the free blue one. You'll see what I mean in a second. You'll need MinGW. This is a tiny, like, operating system type thing, I guess. This is important for some of the files and like build files and stuff that you'll need to actually create and build the codes. I'll explain what that means in a bit. And you'll need the NSA's open source reverse engineering tool called Ghidra. This is important if you want to discover, document, and create new data types and codes overall. So let's start with Git for Windows. So, Git for Windows. You just Google Git for Windows or just go to gitforwindows.org. You click this download button and then we can go into the downloads and we have this git-2.whatever.exe. This is the installer. We're going to click on this. Going to do the magic thing, press the yes button. Yada 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 yada. It's trustworthy, I think. So just press next. We are going to install the Windows Explorer integration, which means git bash is all you really need. You can technically uncheck the git GUI. I just installed that anyway because, you know, I didn't read it. Git LFS, yeah, we want that so you can push and pull incredibly large files. We want to associate .git configuration files with the default text editor and associate .sh files to run with bash, which is this thing that will be installed. Alright, so we're going to press next here. We are going to use the bundled OpenSSH because I highly doubt anyone else has external OpenSSH. Then we are going to enable experimental support for pseudo-consoles. We don't need this right now. And then you just press the installation button. You see, this, I already have it installed, so I'm just going to cancel this, but you press install, and then it'll be installed. Now let's install MinGW. We're going to go to this website, www.mingw-w64.org/downloads. Then we're going to scroll down the page. We're going to see this MinGW-w64-build. We're going to click on that. It's going to take us later down the page, and then we're going to click this SourceForge link. It's going to automatically download the installer. And if not, then it's going to take us to this page soon. I'm going to delete this because I already have it. I'm just going to save space. Let's see, in a bit, it should take us to the actual page for it. We don't care about this in the slightest. Do not care, do not care. Here we go, okay. If it takes you to this page instead, you're going to click the Files button. Then we're going to go to this button right here, the mingw-w64 install.exe. We're going to click that, and it should start downloading automatically. So now that we have the installer, we're going to double click on it. We're going to press yes for the permissions thing. It's going to take us to this installer. We're going to click next. Get the repository description file, whatever that is. We're going to go to version, keep it as is. Architecture, we're going to change to x86_64. And for threads, we're going to keep this the same. Exception, keep it as is. Build revision, keep it as is. We're going to go to next, and if you can, keep the destination folder the default thing here. Otherwise, you might want to change the C to D or wherever, but ultimately you want to have at least this stuff remaining. Going to click next, and then it's going to install. I am going to press cancel because I already have it installed, but yeah, that's how you install it. So now that you have Git for Windows and MinGW, it's time to install Visual Studio Code. We're going to just go to codes.visualstudio.com, and we're going to just click the download for Windows button. It's going to install the Visual Studio Code itself, and then it's going to set things up. Just do everything as default, and you should be good to go. Alrighty, so we are in Visual Studio Code now. Just open her up, and there we go, Visual Studio Code. Your screen might look a bit different from this. I just got rid of the welcome page, but yours might say like, hello, welcome to Visual Studio Code, or whatever, yada yada yada. So what we're going to do is see this panel over here. We have Explorer, we have Search, we have Source Control, maybe. We have Run and Debug, maybe. And we have extensions. This thing is from another extension I have installed. Visual Studio Code is very powerful because users can create extensions for this. So we're going to go in here to extensions, ignore this for now, and we are going to search up CMake. And then we are going to install the CMake extension. There should be a little blue icon called install here, just like this, only up here. We're going to click on that install button. You can also click on the CMake extension itself to bring up more information about it, but we don't need to know that for now. We are also going to install CMake Tools right here by Microsoft. And this is going to give us the ability to build our projects and stuff. So now we're going to go to C/C++, and we are going to see the C/C++ extension by Microsoft here. Has 400 some on ratings and stuff. So we are going to install this. This is going to allow us to write our actual C++ code. Then we are going to go to GCT Realmate. Realmate. Appeared there for a second. And this is my extension that I created. And this will allow you to write GCT codes, GCTRM codes with ease. It has auto-completion for all the opcodes for assembly. You can jump to definition and stuff, fancy words, yada yada yada. It's just really helpful, especially because of this documentation. Before, you would have to go here to a page like this, and then you would have to look at all the opcodes yourself, like LF sucks. Load floating point single precision with update indexed. Yeah. No. This, like, it's really useful to have this on hand, but you're going to want something nicer when you're just writing the codes, and that's what this is for. A few other things that Visual Studio Code supports is custom themes. So we're going to go to this filter thing, then we're going to go to category, and then we're going to go to themes. Going to click that, and then we have a whole bunch of options here. We have like Visual Studio Code icons here, which I really enjoy. So we see the plain file explorer here, then we're going to see it appear with folders and such, and that's what Visual Studio Code icons does. Then we have like different color themes, nice. Other color themes for the code, another color theme for the code. Guess what? This is another color theme for the code. So just in case you wanted other colors that are different from the default, here you go. You have a bunch of stuff here, and you can sort it and filter it and stuff, whatever you want. So now we are at GitHub. GitHub is this little like source control service offered by Microsoft now. They acquired GitHub last year, and it allows us to host our code bases. At the moment, Fracture is hosting this Project M codes repository, filled with the code for the building and creation of C++ codes for Project Plus. So we're going to go to github.com/fracture17/projectmcodes. Note that you do not need an account to download any of this. You'll be just fine. We're going to click this code button, we're going to copy it, and then we're going to go to our location of choice, wherever you want to put the code. We're going to right click and we're going to click this git bash here icon, or little option, that's the word. We're going to type git clone, and then we're going to right click and we're going to paste, because Control V was way too easy. Then we're going to press enter. It's going to download the code, and then you're going to get a new folder called Project M Codes. Inside the folder will be everything here, and yeah, I'll tell you what to do next in a second. Okay, so now you have the stuff that you need downloaded. For me, the folder is called P plus CPP for Project Plus C++. For you, it's called Project M Codes, unless you gave it a name of your own. Going to open that in Visual Studio Code. Just go to File, Open Folder, and open the folder. And then you're going to have all the things in white here. Codes is just yellow for me because I made changes to it locally. This stuff is also local, like this .idea folder, build folder, CMake build debug. That stuff you will not see, but that's fine. I'll get to that in a bit. What you will need, however, is something that I'll put in the description here. It looks like, let's just do, it's going to look like this. This is the path, or this is a file path that you want to attach to your path variable. Now, what is a system path variable? Well, you can go here. You're going to go to system variables. Yeah, just edit the system environment variables in control panel. We're going to go to environment variables, and we're going to look around and find path. So we're going to double click on this, and we're going to click this, just the next empty space, and we're going to paste this in, or wherever you installed the MinGW-W64 stuff. This is very important. Otherwise, you will not be able to actually use the stuff that we just installed. Your computer will not be able to find it, and you will fail, ultimately. That won't be fun. So now that we did that, you can just press OK, where I press cancel there. Yeah. Once we've done that, we're going to close Visual Studio Code. We're going to turn off our computer. That's right, turn off the computer and restart it. You're going to turn the computer off and on again. Otherwise, you will inevitably get some sort of bug that I don't know the cause of and don't know how to fix without turning your computer off and on again. Turning your computer off and on again is often a magical solution that seems to work for no explainable reason. And yeah, it's very, very useful. In this case, it's necessary. So please do that. Just come back to this video when you are ready to continue. Welcome back. Alright, now that you have installed everything, we can go ahead and compile our codes. So, here is how this sort of thing works. We have this .Visual Studio Code, or VS Code folder here. Going to click it, going to see this CMake kits thing here. We have our various configurations for the codes. We can give each kit, as they're called, a name. We're going to leave the compiler the same for each one. We're going to leave the preferred generator the same for each one. By the way, this format is called JSON. It's a common data format that programmers use. To customize what codes are actually included with the C++, we're going to change and adjust this stuff. Or we can just add on another thing. We're going to just copy it with Control C and paste it with Control V. We can give it our own name, whatever. And we can just adjust this stuff. Everything that you want to exclude, we're going to write a 0 for. Everything that you want to include, we're going to we're going to type in a 1. So we're going to press Control Shift P. This is going to bring up this thing called the command palette. This has a lot of useful commands that you can give to Visual Studio Code that interacts with extensions and the text alike. So what we're going to do is search for CMake, select a kit, there we go, or we could have just chosen it from the kit menu already. If you don't see this stuff, then press the scan for kits button and try again. But for us, we have the stuff, so we're going to click the demo icon for now, or the demo button for now. That is going to load the demo kit. And then we are going to go to we're going to bring up the command palette again, Control Shift P, and we are going to do CMake clean rebuild. And this is going to then create a build folder for you if it doesn't already exist. And then it's going to effectively just go through, give you a few things because I'm a bad coder. And then yeah, I did some naughty coder stuff, and then it's going to go ahead and build the code set. The C++ code is going to effectively give you a thing with a menu, and a little rectangle, but I'll show that off a little later when we get to installing the code. What this means for you though is as long as this build folder was created, right, it's going to have all this stuff in it, and as long as this output folder got created, right, we're going to have just data, files, init info, and injections. As long as those things exist, you're good. Congratulations, you have now built your first C++ code. Alright, so we have the C++ codes built and everything, but how the heck do we use them? Well, we have Dolphin, and we have various guides like this for installing Project Plus on Dolphin and on the Wii. So I'm going to effectively show you how to modify the SD card and the SD.RAW file for Dolphin that is used for playing Project Plus on Dolphin and or the Wii. So let's get started with that. Because we're going to use Dolphin in this tutorial, we're going to just go to this virtual SD card guide on wiki.dolphinmu.org and just like search virtual SD card guide in Google and scroll down to this Windows section here, and it'll tell you how exactly to open up and modify the SD.RAW virtual SD card. If it doesn't work for you, then you might have to use Linux virtual machine like I did, and then do some trickery to get this working. You'd use this to mount it to a virtual folder, and then you'd have the SD card here. You click this button and boom, Project Plus folder. Now that we have that open up, the SD.RAW, we are going to just note, do not put the NetPlay build, the thing that you just downloaded, do not put the SD.RAW version on the Wii. That will almost definitely brick your console, and you do not want that. But basically the steps are the same. So we're going to go to Project Plus here, this Project Plus folder, and we're going to see these GCT files. We're going to go to let's see, we're going to go to rspe01.gct. We're going to copy that. We're going to go to rspe01.txt. We're going to copy that. We're also, for the NetPlay stuff, going to do the same thing. We're going to copy these, and we're going to copy the GCT realmate.exe. We're going to click this and drag this into our actual file system. So like just a folder, a destination on your hard disk. That's not on the SD card. We'll also need this source folder. Going to copy and paste this in the place. So it shows up on my file system here. And we're going to do something here. We're going to take a load files.asm here. It exists for me because I did this before. But for you, you're going to go into the Project Plus, C++ thingy. We're going to go to build system, and then you're going to see the load files.asm right there. You're going to copy that and paste it into this, the root of this source folder. Then you're going to go to this rspe01.txt. We're going to scroll down, way down to the bottom, and we're going to just include this little line here. .include source/load files.asm. Finally, well, actually, for NetPlay, we're going to do the same thing. Just go down. Oh, come on. Come on. No. I hate scroll bars. No, scroll. Oh my god. There we go. Alright, we did it. Huh, okay then. Alright, we're going to go to the netplay.txt for the netplay build if you want to use these netplay, because they are netplay compatible, believe it or not. It's awesome. Going to go to rspe01.txt. We're going to just copy and paste the load files.asm. Here at the bottom of, or near the bottom of the netplay.txt, we're going to just .include source/load files.asm. We're going to save this. And finally, we can click and drag rspe01.txt onto this gct realmate.exe. It's a little weird, I know, but that's how it works. This is going to compile all the .asm codes, the Gecko codes, into the format that the Wii can understand and run. Then we're going to go to this netplay.txt, go to gctrealmate.exe once again, click and drag, and boom, it will generate a new netplay.gct. Finally, we're going to put those back onto our SD card. So here we go. Just gonna put them back on. I'm going to replace them because I trust myself. Probably shouldn't, but you know. And finally, what we're going to do is create a codes folder. This codes folder is very important. It's going to actually be where we put our C++ output. So I'm going to delete this from a previous code, install. Then we're going to go to the C++ output. For you, it is in build, and then it is in output. You're going to click and drag these files into the SD card, into the codes folder that you just created. So I'm going to go here, going to click and drag these into codes. And there we have it. Then you can just eject the SD card. And yeah, I'll catch you in game. So now we have the stuff installed. Now we have the Dolphin SD card, the SD.RAW, everything installed, the stuff built. Great. So I'm going to open up Dolphin, and alright, well, this is the debug interface. You probably will not see this the first time you open Dolphin. That's fine. What I'm going to do is show you how to get that interface. It's useful for writing codes. So the Project M codes repository has this dolphin.zip. We're going to extract this, just like double click, extract all, to the default location. It's going to put it in the Project M codes repository under the name Dolphin. Going to double click on this, going to go into x64, then we're going to see this Dolphin shortcut, or Dolphin link. We're going to open it up and see that we do not, in fact, have the debug interface. That's fine. We're going to right click on Dolphin, we're going to create a shortcut, and then we're going to add a command line argument. We're going to go into properties here, right click on it, properties, And then we see this. This is what it executes. This is what the computer executes on the command line to effectively open Dolphin. We're going to add a command line argument here. We're going to add a space to the end. Then we're going to add a dash. Then we're going to add a lowercase d. Uppercase will cause it to just not open at all. So we're going to add a lowercase d. Going to press apply, then press OK. Then we're going to launch the Dolphin.exe shortcut that we just created, and voila, we have the debug interface. Okay, so we have everything. I just opened up the log here. I went to, I believe it was view, then show log. Then we have the blank space where the log goes. We're going to do the moment of truth here. We're going to double click on the offline or NetPlay launcher, and then we're going to press space because this is waiting for a debug thing that does not exist. So spacebar to move past. We'll just move past it, or just press the play button up here.
Choose your character.
All right, so nothing changed. I lied. Press L, then R, then up on the D-pad, and you'll bring up my menu here. You can unpause, and then when you're bored of doing that, you can press L and up on the D-pad again, and then we have the stuff that my demo did. So we have the rectangle options. We're going to press A here and go into it. Then we're going to make this visible. Boom. We're going to make this invisible because I cannot see anything afterwards. So we're going to just move it over. We're going to press and hold the Y button to move this over a bunch. Just gonna move it to 200. There we go. Now I can see stuff. We can adjust the Y position. Wow. The X position. Wow. We're going to adjust the width. Awesome. The height. Awesome. Going to make it red. It is now a completely red rectangle. Going to turn down the opacity, and wow, isn't that cool? It actually is, because this sort of thing was basically unheard of before. We use C++ to render the menu and everything, and the customizability, and it's cool. You have a lot of power here that you didn't before, thanks to C++. And that, my friends, is how you install and set up the C++ system. You learned a lot. You went and got the stuff to install everything. You edited the system environment variables. You edited your SD.RAW. You created your own custom SD.RAW stuff with the GCT Realmate, which is what modders use to actually build stuff. And finally, we added a command line argument to the shortcut to launch Dolphin in debug mode to allow us to do stuff later. And finally, our code worked. We got it running. And that is something to be proud of. Just the fact that you did that alone means you took a lot of initiative, a lot of like taking risks, I guess, to trust stranger than the internet, which is with the stuff, and it paid off. You now have the ability to write C++ codes. In future videos, I'll show off how exactly to do that. For now, we have this little guide here. It is in this place. The Project M Codes repository, notes. Hi, Lux. And then README. Excellent. Yeah, shoutouts to Lux. He's my boyfriend. Woo. So this will just show you a bunch of stuff. We can even bring up the command palette, Control-Shift-P, and preview. Markdown. Markdown. Open preview. And then we'll be able to actually see it without all the code stuff in the way. It tells you effectively how the stuff works. If you want to see the actual code that goes into the drawing a rectangle, we go into this codes menu here, then we can go into draw a rectangle, then we can see the draw.cpp file, C++ file. Here we see everything to do with it. I'll explain a whole bunch of stuff later. We'll see the menu here, which is the code behind the menu itself. I'll explain that later. Some more menu code, and yeah, you should be proud of yourself. And thank you so much for watching and participating in this video. Look forward to teaching you more in the future. Ciao for now.